It's supposed to be Happy Thursday, riders. Shambi, I dropped the link for sure. I definitely dropped the link. Happy Thursday to you guys for the most part of our Thursday. Happy Thursday to each and every one of you guys, okay? Man, imagine trying to get dressed, listen to these clowns, right? And then all up to no, I gotta get dressed. I gotta get dressed. I gotta talk about this. Didn't know I was gonna specifically talk about Monkey Do and them and some shit's going down in the courtroom. Okay, make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please. Hit that like button for me. Okay, share this out. Nazia's story will never end. So continue to talk about it. Continue to keep her name alive if you have a platform. We still want to do balloon releases and keep up all the good work that we did have when we started these cases. Of course, it was one of the biggest cases. It's big cases that hit YouTube, but I think the graphics, the real graphics of it and stuff, and it just kept going down a rabbit hole and still continues to go down a rabbit hole. Okay, so I let me do my shout out. Y'all know I gotta speak to y'all. Shambi, you welcome up. I dropped the link. Thank you, TT, for the copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, research, and educational purposes. Okay, hey Leisure, Shambi, like I said, I dropped the link. Sis, come up. Regina, Erica, SP, I'm going to be at work until 10 tonight. I'll be reading this chat, so let me know what's happening. My niece in North Carolina is watching the court and texting me everything, okay? Definitely tell her to keep you up to date. Hey, Sag. Latasha Jackson, what it do, sis? Barbie, sis. Rhapsody, sister. Hey, girl, hey. Hey, pull up. I don't know what to think. I'm so upset, man. Deborah, what's going on, sis? Vamika, Serial, what's going on? What's going on? Karen, what's going on? Lola, Samad, T Lady, Diamond, Queen Nashay, what's going on? Venetia, Mocha Marley, Yolanda, Pamela, Tawana. I had to come out them bushes. Okay, Tawana, for sure. Miss Cheeks, Lametrius, Chantrell, hey baby, hey intentionally, my love, Ebony baby, Annie, Yvette, hey y'all, hey Candy, I see you. Miss Danae, hey Anika, what's going on, Bookie? I wish I was in that hall, man. Royal Queen, I heard you over there on Maisha's crying, sis. Y'all welcome to come up. Sean B, what's going on, sister?
Parker. Parker. If I could have been a nail on the floor,
Mm,
if I could have just been a tack on the floor,
mm,
all that limping she was doing, it would have been for something. You understand me? Now all of a sudden you broke down and you can't walk standing straight up. Now all of a sudden you a broke down ass granny.
mm,
Really? Really?
mm.
Miss me.
Sean,
Where was
Sean,
all of girl?
mm. Continue. Go ahead,
where
Sean. Go ahead.
where was
Get it off
all
your
of
chest
that?
now. Shit.
Where was all of that? hmm When you laid your funky behind down, because I ain't gonna cuss on your channel. I'm gonna wait to get to mine to do it. Where
Okay.
was all of that love, okay, and worry the night you
Mm,
laid your funky behind down and went to sleep
mm,
when that baby wasn't home the first night? Where was it? Where was it? Hmm? Where was it when you and her mama, the one that you claim didn't really deal with the family? You didn't really mess with her like that. Where
mm,
was all of that love when y'all avoided the police department and went to the school
mm,
to report her missing? If That's how you reported it. Because I dare say you reported her as a runaway.
Mm.
And that's why nothing was done initially. But it was because of those family members that had to say, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, she's not. She's not a runaway. And then the classification of the report got changed and the machine was turned on.
Mm.
Where was all of that? You witch? Where was it? Huh? So you can miss me with all that, my. She stood up there and she made her whole impact statement about her. Why did you never turn to that dog and say, where is my granddaughter? Why did she never turn to him and say, Jarvis, you had the guts to do what you did. Have the guts to hold your head up, look me in my face, and tell us, where's Naziah?
Mm.
Hmm?
Thank you,
Why
Pamela.
did she never do that? No, she spent her 5, 10, 15 too many minutes talking about how it's impacted her life.
Mm.
I dare say it didn't impact it enough. You still breathing, ain't you?
Mm.
You still had the wherewithal to put that wig on your head and try to come to court looking like you was a classy lady. Which, please,
Yeah.
Marquita, mm, Marquita, the only thing I appreciated about what Marquita said was when she mentioned the electric chair.
Mm. She definitely
That's
said
the
that.
only thing. She definitely said that. That's the only thing that I appreciated about what she said. I have no empathy for either one of them, adults in that home. None of them. None of them.
Hold that thought, Sean.
Yes, babe.
As they were saying in about 3 sector, exclusive. So we heard some shouting and shit. Cause this is Speak Your Mind Thursday, Sean. We done with all the bullshit. We done now. We done. You know what I'm saying? I'll put the gloves in. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
I
No, nothing
appreciate that.
else. I love your thoughts and stuff. And thank you for
Yes,
hitting my panel again. Cause you started with Mocha, but you came over here with me and sat for hours. And
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
was telling Sean on her channel how I let this case get the best of me in all the wrong ways for all the wrong reasons. And through that process, I lost a lot of good friends. I lost a lot of good sisters. And I never could accept when somebody was trying to help me. The old me was there. The old me was there, but I think my head got a little too big. I got a little bigger than the program. And I got a little ahead of myself. Now the bitch still did her thing over here. Don't get a bitch twisted in the work I put in and how I
Absolutely.
presented it. Okay?
Absolutely.
But at
Absolutely.
the same time, I explained to Sean how I'm glad God removed me from her life. With my sister Miss Callie the same way. Best my sister for 5 years, met her on the internet. So you can't say you can't meet somebody. I'm going to see Callie from April the 5th to April the 1st to April the 5th. Soon as I leave my meet and greet, I'm going straight to San Antonio, Texas to see a real motherfucking sister. And see what I didn't allow Sean them to do at that time and a lot of other sisters was be a sister in a different way on this side. And this side came with a lot. It came with Naziah. My sister, Royal Queen, that just hit the panel. My God, she's been so impactful. More than anybody will know to me. With hands on information. Correcting me if I'm wrong. Many a times I knew I was going to have to come on here at the end of this. Thank you, Callie, sis. I love you so much. I knew I would have to come on here, and it could have been some things I said wrong. But a lot of stuff I didn't say was wrong. when it came to Naziah. It's just that we didn't want to accept it. I didn't want to accept it. But I knew that watching the corruption, watching the players, watching the family, watching all of Mark D's where the shit fucking started. Cruising my way down south, walking fast. I ended up to Toots. I found Mocha, spiritual detective. I think it's Miss, what is it, K Nuggets, Miss Nugget, MTGV TV. Shit was rocking and rolling, but shit was rolling fast. Church connections, the mechanic connection, Sean. Royal Queen, am I wrong? Like, it was so many pieces to this puzzle.
No, you're exactly right. And it's so like I'm so hurt. I'm so heartbroken. I'm disappointed. Like I have such so much different stir of emotions. Like I don't even think that I can even start like those words that I use wasn't enough to explain how I truly feel, if that makes sense. And
Right.
it hurts me more than anything because out of everything that we both know, Miss Parker, that we know for a fact, the people will never know because they offer him a plea deal without her remains, without a body.
Mm,
It's like we thought we was gonna get justice. Okay, he's in jail, but we still didn't get justice completely because we still don't know where she is. And it's like they just totally disregarded her again after he had already disregarded her.
mm.
The things that we know, the public won't know. I can tell you guys this. If you go back and you listen to a lot of Miss Parker videos, the truth was revealed. It's up to you to believe it or not.
Mm.
Like I'm so pissed off. I'm actually appalled. Like I don't even know what to say. The amount of time they gave him, fuck you, Detroit, it wasn't enough.
Sean
Everybody
B,
want to talk about
go
all
ahead.
the charges. Let's talk about all the drop charges. Did y'all hear all of those charges that was threw out? That
And
was
hold on, hold
dismissed.
that thought, hold that thought, hold that thought. And I want to ask you two ladies, hold that thought. I want to get to that. So Shank Rock and well, Maisha does a live. Shout out to my girl Maisha. Drop Sean B's link. Please drop Andy Savage's link. She's in the chat. Drop Maisha's link. Drop Shank Rock's link. He's going live tonight with Kenya. Kenya, right? I want to get to that too. I want to get to that too because we heard some screaming in the courtroom and everybody was like, "Well, who the fuck? What the fuck?" Okay, y'all know how to call and get that fucking tea, right? It's a speaking mind, Sean. We speaking our minds today. We here now. Shout out to my girl Royal Queen. It's the second time sis has hit my link, but shout out to you, sis. But did y'all see Frank in the courtroom?
I did.
Did they
I
give y'all
did.
give me y'all real thoughts? Cause I'm gonna give y'all mine real quick. I was I got goosebumps and chills. Cause I honestly said, how big is this shit for real? Just because we looking at a family that look poor, maybe to some, how big do y'all really think this shit was for real? Sean
Big
B.
enough for big enough for him to still be alive.
Mm,
Big enough for them, not to be in prison or on their way. 'Cause, I mean, think about it. If you look at the situation, 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 if you lo big enough for all the facts not to have come out or him to have been forced to give them.
Mm. Sean, how did it feel when you seen him in that courtroom? Did it how like I paused. I was like, this is a star-studded cast. Nobody's talked to you, nothing. You was never investigated or anything. You was never looked into. Nobody in Detroit thought, let's go to where it started. Who owned this place? Everybody stayed so stuck on King and Jarvis. No, it started at Frank's. Sean.
Um, I was surprised because until then, there was much mentioned about his name,
Mm,
but not about his face, right? There was a
mm-hmm,
lot of speculation about who he was, what he was to Jarvis, and what part he, you know, surely played in turning a blind eye to what he must have known was going on. Um, I wish I would have felt better seeing him in the trial,
mm.
not in the sentencing.
Ooh,
That was like a smack in my face. That was like a smack in anybody who loves that baby's face. You know what I mean? But when you think about their culture, are you surprised for real?
mm.
Their culture speaks volumes. So, I did get chills, but it was for all the wrong reasons
Okay.
because he should have been held accountable for his I feel like he was complicit. He turned a blind eye and he kept the secrets. And that's part of the problem. Go ahead, y'all.
Mm. Uh,
Okay, how do I feel about um Frank
Frank.
being there? I
Yeah.
think it's big enough just to let us know how much they covered up.
Mm.
Let's just say that. And um for him to try to cause a ruckus because he was another one of the people that got put out. Um because he wanna lay hands on Jarvis. Well, why didn't you lay hands on Jarvis when you knew he all those kids was getting dropped off over there? Because that's what
Exactly.
you stated.
Thank you, sis.
That's what you stated, Frank. You said, "Oh, a lot of parents was dropping their kids off over there."
Yeah. Yeah.
And let's not forget that you a PDF file too, Frank.
My God, I did not know
But
that.
we went through so many twists and turns to this case that we forget a lot of stuff. A lot
Wow.
of stuff get forgotten and unspoken and never heard of again, especially when it come to certain people.
And let me welcome Shank Rock. Shank Rock, welcome to the panel.
Salute, Miss Parker. I can't see the other two. I think that's Sean B.
Yep, and Royal Queen.
Salute, Sean B. and Royal Queen.
Thank you, Shank. Salute to you too, sir.
So
Salute.
Shank did a live with Maisha last night, and lo and behold, I click in and I see Tamara Liberty Smith on the panel. I'm like, I want to know her thoughts because Sean and Royal Queen, Sean, you was definitely here for me around that time. Even Mocha at the time, Tamara Liberty Smith writes a post saying she doesn't know what to believe. That these people are sending them on a wild goose hunt. And remember, Jarvis is locked up at the time of the press conference when Tamara Liberty Smith, who stood up behind Annette Harris during this press conference. So she had some very interesting things to say over there. And I asked her, I said, do you think Shannon and Annette is innocent or guilty? She said she went around and talked, said some stuff. Because she does gotta, she's gotta be professional. She works for a precinct there in Detroit. So she was like, but I do. Now, we got somebody that works for a precinct feeling the way they do. Sean B, Shank, I want Shank's thoughts and Sean B, with you being a content creator and Royal Queen. I want y'all thoughts. Shank, starting with you.
What you want my thoughts on?
uh
Every
how you felt today seeing Annette going into this courtroom, cry me a river. She did it, Sean being Royal Queen and Shank, she did it so smooth. I can't sleep. I can't think. I thought she was singing the lyrics, you know what I'm saying? The R. Kelly lyrics, you know what I'm saying? I was like, is this the R. Kelly lyrics? What she had a speech on paper and stuff in the breakdown for me, like you ain't even do all that at the press conference. You still have to this day yet to say Jarvis said it in the beginning to the end. And when they
I want
talked, they asked her about the plea deal. Go ahead, Shane. My
I
bad.
want to
I'm
I
being
want to say this. In my opinion, I believe that Miss Annette's impact statement was full of S. Full of ish. I believe, like you believe, and most of everybody believe. She didn't mention that one thing to Jarvis. Where's my baby at? She didn't mention one thing to the judge. I'm not happy with this plea agreement. Now, when it comes to Marquita, I'm 50-50. Marquita, in my opinion, it could go either way. I need a little bit more time to analyze it. Now, when it comes to his sister, I think the sister was sincere. I think the sister was very sincere. And the thing that stood out the most was when the sister said that she was inappropriately touched before. And so she told Jarvis, you knew what I went through, you know. Now, when it comes to Frank, I got a lot of homework to do on Frank because this is where I'm at now. And I don't know if y'all in agreement with me. But now I have to play devil's advocate. I have to go back and and me and you, Miss Parker, we talked about this before you went live. Could we all been wrong? The ones of us that felt like uh Jarvis was innocent, or if he's not innocent with the red rum, he had some involvement in it as far as trying to clean it up for Shannon. Now I'm starting to think, well, maybe the reason why Frank tried to attack Jarvis was because Jarvis threw him under the bus. Jarvis threw a lot of people under the bus. I don't know if y'all feel the same way, so let me just slide out and let me see if somebody feel similar to the way I'm feeling.
Yeah. Sean, go to you real quick. Sean told me how she felt about it. Annette, Sean B, you was on her neck. Let's get back to that. And I'm sorry for cutting you off. I do apologize. I got to work on that because you was going in, but I definitely Annette took me. Y'all, the news people was live, Sean, when the clip was playing, and I was over there with them for a second. Like, child, stop, Maisha, come up. Go ahead, Sean. With your, I mean, if it was awards given out, Annette got it today for sure.
I agree wholeheartedly with what Shank said real simply about Annette. Um, she need to be put in that freezer that was in her dining room with the
Mm,
red markings on it. That's where Annette need to be. Um,
mm,
and Marquita need to be in the one, and Marquita and Shannon need to be in the one with the chain around it. Uh-huh.
mm.
Um, I ain't 50-50 about a damn thing because when it comes to these kids, you don't get any grace from me. You get none. You get zero. Because when you know something and you turn a blind eye to it and it continues for however many years, we can speculate that it came out in 22. But with him out having already been convicted of a 4-year-old, I dare say it started before that.
Mm.
I dare say that's just when it came out because of a birthday party or whatever kind of party that was. I dare say it happened before that. But my point is, Marquita don't get any grace from me because there's no way. There's no way. Once y'all found out what happened, what kind of guy y'all, what kind of monster y'all were letting in your midst, that you stood by and allowed it. I wouldn't have cared if she had to fight everybody in that house for that thing, that dog, not to walk through any door ever after they found out. But she didn't. She carried on with whatever it was she wanted to do. And then all she talked about was I. What? And then at the end, she mentioned the electric chair. So for that, she gets a little, a little clap of my fingers. But that's it. But she still need to be in that refrigerator with the chain around it. His sister, I feel her pain due to her guilt. Now, I wonder if she has ever uttered the words, I wish I had said something that day. I wish I had grabbed that little girl and said, where's your mother? I wonder if she's ever said that. And this is why. You knew what your brother had already done time for. It was no secret. I don't believe she found out that he was the dog that he is when this case started. I just don't believe that. And so, I mean, hell, he had already done time for the 4-year-old. So come on now. And there's no way to even claim that he lied to me like Shannon did. He lied to me and said that they lied on him. The girl said she was a certain age. Well, a 4-year-old can't lie about their age. Huh? Somebody. Right? So the sister knew about that. So when you saw this little girl, I am wondering, in the last 2 years, has she ever uttered the words, I feel guilty because I could have done something? So I hope that that's what those tears were for. Because she could have. I wouldn't have gave a damn who Jarvis told her that child belonged to. She should have said, where's your mother? Get in this car. I'm taking you to your mother right now. Because she's a mother. So how would she feel if someone turned a blind eye and allowed a dog like that to be around her daughter just to become a victim because they turned a blind eye? So come on now. What's good for the goose? So that's what I wonder about her. And I'm sure she'll carry that guilt from now on. I'm sure. But at least she showed some compassion at the prelim and today. And I don't think it was fake. I don't. I just blame her for not having said something 2 years ago. That's all I got. As far as Frank is concerned, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. I would say he need to go back to his country, but see, in his country, they all right with all that. It's a part of their culture. You see what I'm saying? So, this whole case, but why neither one of them said, where is Janiah? Yes, Shank, that grandmother, that witch sitting up there wanting somebody to feel some sympathy, some empathy for her with all them crocodile ass tears. Talking about I, and Marquita talking about I went homeless, I did this. Janiah didn't do it. Janiah didn't do it. Brooklyn didn't do it. The hell you talking about you went homeless for, you sorry bitch? That ain't their fault. But see, when you do wrong, karma shows up. So come on now. While you was busy turning a blind eye, why weren't you securing the bag? You sorry hoe? Why weren't you securing the bag, hon? Huh? So don't get up in front of them people that care about that baby and all of us that was watching, talking about your shortcomings, your sorry ass life. That baby, at least you're breathing. You got to get up there and give an impact statement. Can Naziah?
Yeah.
Can her baby? Do you hear her baby's cries when you sleep at night? Talking about you'll never get to feel her again. She'll never get to feel again. Hell out of here.
Thank
Man.
you, thank
Ooh,
you, thank you, thank you.
Parker.
I'm ready to introduce Maisha. Welcome to the panel. Shout out to you, my girl. Man, it has been a day. Starting, well, actually a good, well, from yesterday, from your live with Tamara Liberty Smith and Shane Crocker, Miss Patty over there. How you
That
feeling
live
right
was a great segue into today. I feel like it was a great segue into today. I feel horrible. Um, so I had people in the courtroom,
Yeah,
and they reported that Frank tried to get at Jarvis in the courtroom, and he
yes,
was removed. One of my boots on the ground did like a brief interview with Frank, and he had stated that he had his shops for 10 years. Jarvis worked for him for 5 years. He did not know what Jarvis background, because he didn't do a background check on Jarvis. He said that he did see mothers and other people bringing their kids to the shop and leaving them with Jarvis, but he
mm,
just thought he was being a dad. That was what he was doing as a dad. They said he definitely tried to charge at Jarvis in the courtroom. Um, they said that the outburst that we seen on the screen was that when Annette was giving her impact statement, I'm assuming Kenya was making some kind of remarks, and her and
yeah.
Shannon almost came to blows in the
Yeah, I just
courtroom.
talked to Kenya. I just talked to Kenya.
That they almost came to blows in the courtroom. Toot was put out the courtroom as well, because when during Jarvis's sister's testimony, and when Jarvis' sister said, "Speak up, say something," Toot was like, "Why you ain't saying? I mean, put your head up, sit your head up." And she was like, "Put your head up. Why you can't put your head up?" And they put her out the courtroom for that. Um, they said during Annette and Marquita's testimony, the whole courtroom was like more of like sucking their teeth, didn't want to hear it. They said that when Janiah took the stand, so many people had to leave out. Debo was one of the people that couldn't listen to her testimony. He left out. One of my boots on the ground was sitting right next to Janelle. And they said that when Annette was making statements, Janelle was like, "But you didn't want to listen when I said what he was doing." And now you
Mm,
have all the sympathy. Um,
mm,
I may need to decompress to just even think about everything that was said, but they also said that when Paris and who the young lady, the sister that spoke for Paris, when they were walking off, Paris was like storming out, like, "I can't sit in this effing place." And she left out, but eventually she did come back in, but she definitely left out. They said she was very upset. Um, they said that Annette and Marquita never came back in the courtroom. They said that Jarvis' Butt's sister stayed in the courtroom even after her testimony, but Annette and Marquita didn't. They never came back in. They said they're 2 cents and they left out. They didn't stay for the remaining. Um, I don't know. How do you feel about today?
after just hearing that, especially especially what you said that Shannon, Annette and Marquita never came back. Of course they did. See, this is again, because I'm not going to miss a beat. I'm not going to miss seeing this the last time I will ever see your face
Hmm.
again. I want to hear the life sentence. I want to hear it. You got up there enough to, bend over. Your wig almost slid off your head. Now you're looking on the desk instead of looking up in the attic when you first got there. Because we got to go back to you at first. So we can't let the bitch off the hook because she went in there dramatic today. You
But they
look,
also
you
said that
looked
the
here,
part
there,
where
and everywhere for Jarvis at the preliminary. Hell, you didn't even know who he was.
Marquita mentioned the electric chair, that it was all a hoax because she knows for a fact that they did not do that in Detroit. I mean Michigan, wherever. They don't offer that. They said that she put that in there just so that it can seem impactful because that's not even something that they do there.
She knows
So
that.
she knows that. That was
Mm.
all just theatrics. Her and her mother was all theatrics. My boots on the ground said they didn't see no tears. They just heard a lot of hooting and hollering from both.
Oh, yeah, Kenya. I definitely called Kenya. I got to see. She's gonna be talking to Shank Rock tonight at 8 o'clock. Are you coming? Aren't you gonna be a guest
Yeah,
on
I
there
didn't know
as
what
well?
time, but yeah, 8 o'clock is fine for me.
Okay, so Maisha and Kenya is gonna be on Shank Rocks tonight at 8. So everybody make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all subscribe to Maisha and Sean B and Shank Rock on the link. If you're new over here and you don't know, these are awesome content creators. If you're a content creator in the chat, just start a channel. Let the mods know so we can drop your link, okay? Royal Queen, come through. How did you feel about, we done had conversations, long conversations about Frank and then Annette theatrics.
Sister, that was nothing but straight up acting. And Lifetime, y'all might want to contact Annette and her Timu wig after the day, because that's the same damn wig she had on in the preliminary hearing that she had on today. And it was all me, 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 me. For her to be the first person to speak today, to give an impactful statement, because that's what it says. It says impactful statement, meaning that she's supposed to impact someone with whatever it is that she's going to say. And everything that she said was about her. It was about the hardships that she went through. Nothing about Naziah. At that moment, we could have learned so much about Naziah, how much they missed her, um, what things could have been like if she wasn't taken. I mean, it's just so much stuff we could have heard, but we heard, oh, my finances has been struck. People are riding past my house and all of this stuff. And I'm like, who cares?
Royal, can I say really quick? I thought it was interesting that during Marquita's testimony that she spoke on being homeless after we heard Miss Liberty Smith last night say that the person that was running that apartment to Marquita has been going through a lot of hardships because of running that apartment to Marquita. I thought it was interesting that Marquita got up there and said she was homeless, but don't even see that her being in these places and having Shannon in these places affected people that has absolutely nothing to do with the case. I thought that was I when she said that I said no she didn't. Like that lady is not having a harder time than her.
Right. And how is it that you was homeless and
Ebony.
y'all have stayed with Annette back and forth? So why didn't
Mm.
you just go with Annette? Are you lying? Are you making it up, just trying to get sympathy? I don't know. I don't care. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get off. That was the fastest sentencing I ever seen in my life. To put the first two best actors as the first two people to speak really made me sick to my stomach. I don't know how to feel about any of it at all, but I can tell you this by the looks of every single person that got on that stand today, and including everybody that had a hand in what happened to Naziah, I can see that karma is on their ass. And I pray that baby continue to ride their ass to the sunset because it's not over. That's all I
Mm.
want to say.
Thank you, Sister Royal Queen. You want me to take you down? Sis, thank you for joining us, Royal Queen. Again, Maisha, thank you so much for joining the panel. Of course, Shank Rock and a day one of mine is Sean B, who started her channel recently. Maisha, I must say, I wasn't ready. I didn't
I
expect
wasn't
any
ready
of
either.
these.
I wasn't expecting Janiah to make an impact statement. That crushed me. Hearing how, and they said she's beautiful. They said she looks just like him. They said she stared at him the entire time she could until she broke down. That she was staring directly at him the entire time.
Jarvis got life, correct?
From what my people said is that he has 30 to 60, and all of the times next to it run concurrently. So, but they said also said at a certain point they put everybody out the courtroom. So if anything was said after that, they do not know.
Mm.
They
Somebody
said
said
the judge had a
140.
nasty statement for him too. They said the judge definitely had a nasty statement to him as well.
So
It's like,
basically,
go ahead, Sean B. Go
so,
ahead.
so basically, he's up for parole after 35 years because concurrent means all at the same time.
Mhm.
Consecutive means one after another, one sentence after another. Concurrent is all at the same time. So if he got 35 to 60, he can come up for parole in 35 years. That's not life. That's not life. And we got to be careful about the information that we put out here.
Yeah.
We want the truth, y'all. We'll have to deal with it, but it's easier to deal with the truth than a lie or, misinformation. I don't want to call anyone a liar, but 35 years, that ain't enough. Naziah won't see 35.
Mm.
Naziah didn't see 15. And the rest of his survivors will have to deal with it year after year beyond their 35. None of this is fair, man. And Kim Worthless ain't shit. For real. I'm going to drop down, Parker. I love you, babe.
I,
Salute y'all.
I, I can't wait to see what your other perspective is, because I know you're trying to get your thoughts together, Sean. So I can't
Yes,
wait to hear your
ma'am.
afterthoughts with your people, because I know it's more to come. Um, so salute to you, Sean. Go get your thoughts together, sis. Maisha, if you get a chance, come back up, Maisha. I had a couple of more questions for you, if you don't mind, if you got time. Thank you, Shank, again for joining the panel. I want to play these clips, you guys. I want to play, definitely want to play. Y'all know, I could not leave her without playing Mommy Dearest. Was that Toot that got into an argument? I think they said Toot told him to raise his head, raise his motherfucking head. I got Maisha back. Hey, the Petty Cruella, what's going on?
Hey,
Um,
hey, hey.
Hey Petty, I just want to say really quickly that I did ask both of my ladies that was in the courtroom today if they can come to Shankrock's live tonight.
Okay.
For anybody that has any questions for them, they did give us a lot of great insight on what did take place in the courtroom. So I did, in fact, ask them to come over tonight. I just have to let them know what time. For anybody, I know people were in the comment section was asking, was Naziah's mom there? They said that they didn't see her, but they said Barbie was in attendance. I didn't even
Okay.
know he was out of jail, but they did say Barbie was in attendance. They have a list of everybody that they know was there. So that's another thing too.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Maisha, it's been a lot today. It's been a lot. I mean, a lot today. The first question, I just knew Annette was gonna ask Jarvis. When she came, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna give the bitch the benefit of the doubt, even though I just don't mess with her because I know in my
Oh,
spirit,
you was expecting her to ask where's Nazia's body?
yeah,
Me too.
and more.
Shit. Marquita didn't ask either.
Uh-uh.
Neither
They
one of
they
them
didn't.
asked. I was so shocked that that
They
wasn't one of the
didn't.
main questions asked.
Roxy was in the
Well,
building one.
They said Roxy was there, her mom was there, Janelle was there, Debo was there, Vari was there, Toot was there, Frank was there. Am I missing anybody, Cruella?
no, that's the main people we
Marquita
that's
and Annette and Shannon, yeah.
yeah. Um,
Mm.
I'm so heartbroken right now. Um, and they did mention that he will have to be on a lifelong tether,
Once he
which
is released.
once
Right.
he's released. So once he's released, and what I want people to realize, 35 to 60 years means at 17 and a half years, he is eligible for parole. He can go up for parole in 17 and a half years. This was a smack in the face of these victims, of all of these victims. But the fight is not over. And I need for everybody to understand um, that until these women are charged with the multiple crimes that they can be charged with, the fight is not over. We still have things to do. We have to regroup. We have to get ourselves together because we are these victims' village. We have to regroup. We got another strategy. We gotta go to make sure that these women are arrested so that temporarily she said that her kids were taken from her. We want to make sure it's permanent. I
Real quick, Petty, I just want to
go ahead,
interject
baby.
really quick. I did ask Tamara Liberty Smith to look into the possible custody of them having their kids back. She is supposed to be getting back to me tonight. I also asked her to come over to Shanks Live so that she can give us that information over on Shanks Live. I will also send her the information on what time the live starts. But I do want to say this. It was very telling that all the victims that had their impact statement, none of them seemed like they were okay with the plea. None of
Mm.
them came off like they were okay with the plea. They all wanted him to spend life in prison.
Mm.
So that speaks volumes as well for me.
Ooh, this is a lot. It was a lot today. Can I ask you some questions about last night? Because I know y'all going to Shank. So get y'all questions ready for tonight. Y'all remember Tamara Liberty Smith is the one that made that post. She was behind Annette again at that Valentine's Day conference when they alleged for Mark D. Thank you, Yachty baby. I miss you. And hello to everybody that came in. Welcome. And she remember if you remember Mark D said they had to force Annette to do that conference that Tamara Liberty Smith attended. Let's not forget on Mark D's live when Shannon said she never, hey Kenya, what's going on, Kenya? Come up if you get a chance. Cause I know Kenya ass be busy, y'all. Kenya be busy. But I know that in that live, remember Shannon was saying, I nobody stopped us. Me and my mama didn't talk to nobody in no parking lot. And Mark D shut her down by hitting that line and called and said to her, she said, yeah, I'm watching your show. Let me call in. And she also said on Mark D's live, I don't know what they got going on. And you could hear what she wrote in that post a while back about that wild goose hunt. 1 minute the shoes are this color, the next day this. Go back and listen to that post that she made. And I got questions because I was in your chat, Maisha, asking about that.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jarvis was in jail at that time that this conference took place. We can't forget that lady was the number one suspect from Annette and Shannon, per Shannon, and her mother. So y'all was supposed to start this off by finding out that her mother, who allowed her husband at one point in time touch her so inappropriately that now she is trying to convince the detectives that her mother got drug dealers involved and they was gonna take her daughter's life. They said, yeah, we checked it out. It didn't.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead, Maisha.
What was one of your takeaways from the live last night that Tamira spoke on?
Um, did I hear this correct? Because this has stuck with me all night. Did she say it was still more victims to come forward?
Yes. And she said it was a lot that we don't know, a lot that was left off the table.
But now we can, because the case is done, we can put in for a FOIA request
To
and
request
get all of the
exactly.
information.
Yep.
The only information that we will not be able to get is that 300 hours.
Okay,
But
Right.
everything else, once a FOIA request is put in, we will be privy to.
okay. Thank you so much, Maisha, for all the work you doing. You too, Miss Cruella. Shout out to y'all as a collective, as in a team over there on TikTok, setting it off in the most respectful way and manner, Maisha. You know, y'all work so diligently over there, I must say. You was never a part of the problem, but always a solution, as you did with the petition. And I appreciate you so much. For taking this case the way you did and man shooting to the stars with it and not degrading anybody, not in the drama. You know what I'm saying? I was in the drama. I ain't gonna say tell you a lot. Part of it. You get what I'm saying? But I'm so disappointed. I'm so hurt. But I want to keep pushing with you ladies with the petition and whatever y'all need at this point.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say this. I've been saying this. I had to wait until today
Mhm.
to see how to maneuver from here. I've gotten a little bit of clarity. I'm angrier. um, they asked last night, would I do it? They asked me a question. Would you do an interview with Shannon or one of them? I know that I can't because I'm still angry and I want them behind bars. But what I will say, Miss Parker, I thank you and Shankrock because no matter what, y'all still pushed out the petition. Y'all still are helping. We've gotten a lot of information from you guys. We've given y'all information. Like it's all love. It's one band, one sound. And I love that. And I am saying that, even if the family does not do a memorial for her, I would like to see us to do something virtually for her with all of the creators. Because we, at this point, I don't care. I really want everybody to put the negativity behind us and move forward until these women are arrested. We need to be one band, one sound. Let's put the pettiness and everything else out of the picture. Let's make sure that we can focus and get them where they need to be, which is in a cell and doing some time. Now
Mhm.
And can I just oh go ahead, go
go-
ahead. No,
I
go.
have done the hard work. I gave up last night. I don't know how many of y'all were there. I went and found the charges that they could be charged with and the statutes that says it. Because and that's what I'm doing. And I've given that to a senator in Michigan. I've given it to a senator in Florida. I've given it to senators. Maisha has sent it to her people. Like we are not. This is not the end of the road. Even though we are disappointed with the outcome for him, let's make sure we're very happy with the outcome with them being behind bars.
I agree.
And I'll just piggyback off of that. I see you just put on the screen, Miss Parker. Somebody said, "How do I feel about this and thing?" Disappointed, but I've made my peace with it because there's nothing we can do to change it. I'm hoping that if it's any other victims to come out, they come out and they go to court and he gets more time added and more time added and more time added. That's my hope that this doesn't stop here and it doesn't stop just at this time because he has more victims. And the more victims that comes forward, they will have their own case and their own day against him, and he can be sentenced for them as well. So I'm praying that they after today they have the strength to come forward, so that before the end of this he has multiple life sentences, right? But like, again, piggybacking off Cruella, now my target is Shannon and Annette. That my focus is, they think they slid through the cracks, but they also have committed crimes. And when you know somebody that has committed a crime, you should speak on it. You should call the proper authorities. You should do what it takes for them people to be held accountable for their crimes. And just because they skated through, when it comes down to the Jarvis part of it, they don't get a pass. They don't get a pass. I don't feel bad that they are living in turmoil. I don't feel bad that they look like guilt is eating them alive. I don't feel bad that they're homeless. I don't feel bad that Annette doesn't have any income. I don't feel bad at all. Her income was having kids in her house that was being abused. That
Mm,
was her sole income, having kids to be abused. So in that respect, no, I don't care. I don't care, and I can't wait to see what happens to them. I'm praying that at some point the FBI picks this up, because this can turn into a RICO. It was so many hands in a pot and so many kids that are affected. Hearing her daughter saying she changed the way she dressed, she changed her how she don't like how people look at her, the perception she has of men, and
mm,
she had the nerve to tell Kenya to shut the F up. No, you
yeah,
should have been quiet the entire time. And you should have been, the impact statement should have impacted her, but it didn't. Because all she's worried about is the reputation of her and her mother. She is not worried about the impact of her kids, of how her kids were impacted in any way.
right.
I would love to have an interview with Shannon. I would love to have an interview with Shannon. I would love to have an interview with Marquita. I would love to have an interview with Annette. I really, really would, because I have some questions. I have some questions. And I don't think that they should be able to just skate by. I think that they should be held accountable for their crimes that they committed as well. And my focus is on them. And Miss Parker, when I need you in your community, when I say, Miss Parker, I need this letter drafted, know that, because I'm going after them.
Mia's Creation said, Maisha, you blocked me on TikTok, but I just wish the rest of the monsters get locked up.
Mia, I don't know if I blocked you or somebody else blocked you, but I'll try to unblock Mia's Creation. I'm going to try to unblock you, love. I don't know why I don't block people unless it's
It
in
was
a live
probably me. It
inappropriate.
wasn't her.
But Mia, I will try to fix that, my love. I'm sorry that happened.
Shout out to Maisha again and her team. Mia, she said she's gonna work on that. I'm glad that got because I can't see that, but I'm glad Miss Cruella was like, yeah, most likely it was me. She took accountability, but Maisha said she will unblock you. Um, when somebody creates a space like Maisha, you can't help but to go in and listen, especially with this case, and it's not over. What I took from Tamara, what's crazy is because when I ask, how does she feel about Shannon and Annette being guilty, and she talked around it, and then she finally got into it and was like, okay, and how I feel about them, and she was
Hmm.
like, I do. And she specialized in the department.
Or when she kept saying that the more stuff she heard, it just didn't it sound so outlandish, but it was all true.
Hmm.
That got me too. That she was saying so much stuff was coming across her desk, and a lot of stuff she couldn't even believe for it to
Yes,
all be true.
yes,
Miss Parker, I'm gonna make you laugh. I have been listening to you so much that when I talk to the senators and I call these places that I've been calling, I have to make a conscious decision in my head, and I have to keep saying Kim Worthy because I keep wanting to say Kim Worthless. And it almost slipped out when I was talking to the senator's office about this case. And I'm gonna tell you something that's really strange to me. The new senators, Miss Santana's office had no knowledge of this case.
wow.
They had no knowledge of this case until I brought it to them, which is craziness to me because y'all right there and y'all didn't know anything. They said they had never heard about this case. Same thing with the other senator, Miss Chang. Her office didn't know anything about this case. But it was so funny because I kept, when I was talking to their people, and I was like, and Kim Worthy, I had to make sure I said worthy because I was getting ready to say worthless. Because I always hear you say Kim worthless.
Girl, you got to see my emails. I had to correct, girl, sending them to the sending them to Judge Hathaway. I was like, girl, you keep putting worthless. You know what I'm saying? And it pop up like that when I put in Kim worthless, I automatically come up because of my titles and stuff like that. And I be forgetting even in like
But
when I
do
be doing the hashtags, Kim
but do
worthless.
you know she don't have a boss? Technically.
Wow. So she just does what she
Because she is an elected official, the constituents of Detroit are technically her boss. So that's how she's been able to maneuver and get away with a lot because she doesn't have to answer to anybody, technically.
mm,
I'm just, food for thought. Because when I found that out, I was like, are you serious? Wow, that's nice to know.
makes sense. And
That's
I
why she
think
They
moves.
better be glad I'm not down there because I would have been petitioning to get her out of her seat. That would have been, I would have been doing everything in my power to get her out of her seat. But nobody's trying to get her out of her seat because you have to think about the people that's going to vote. Who's going to vote? Who's running against her? Nobody wants the seat. Nobody wants to deal with all the things that goes on out there. It's so many kids that are missing during them looking for Naziah. They found other people.
yeah.
It's horrible out there, and when you have somebody like that in office, it will continue to be horrible. It will continue to be horrible. She is. I don't even know if I have the words for that lady. You know that I've looked into her on different cases, and she's she. The thing is, when we have black women in power like that, we expect so much from them, and so when
Absolutely.
they don't show up, it hits us in a different way. Past the politics of it all,
Yes.
it hits us in a different way. And the way she has handled everything with these young babies case is just, how were you supposed to be arresting other people and nobody else was arrested? How did you push for your prosecution's office to take this all the way and take the plea deal off the table for these black young babies?
Mm,
Because
But
she has that power to do that.
Maisha, like I do, they want this case to go away because it shows so many departmental failures. And because of that, they just said, okay, let's get him out the way and then it'll shut down and people will shut up because he got time.
I believe
Wh-
that Marquita, Shannon,
Wrong
and Annette
answer.
all feel that way as well. I,
Wrong answer.
I believe they all feel that way as well. That if he take the plea deal, it'll all go away. I think that's exactly how Shannon and Annette is operating. That if he took the plea deal, it'll all go away. Eventually, this will all blow over, and all go back to their everyday life.
I agree. I agree. It was, Maisha, I started losing doubt, I think, in the summer of 2025. Um, it's before Janiah, something else happened. It's before Janiah ever testified. And Kim Worthy, I think she had came out maybe and said that more people was going to be charged. And she was like, down the road, more people's going to be charged. We was like, okay, hold up. They found out some shit. Cause how was other people gonna be charged if y'all didn't find out other information?
Exactly.
She said that. She said for a fact, we know for a fact Jarvis Butts is the father of Naziah Harris's baby. We came up with so many. I'm a nurse, man. I was taking shit to the hospital. Like, can you just tell me this? Is this possible? Someone was like,
I
no.
was always very confused by that because how, if they don't have Naziah's body, how could you say that for a absolute certain? And she said it for an absolute certain.
Absolutely. I knew it was more. I said, so I didn't understand why he was given a plea.
Me
We
either.
swear they had, I mean, Tamara Liberty Smith said it on your panel. She said it's so much that y'all don't even know. Ain't that what she said?
She said, and they have it all. They
That's
have
what she
all of it.
said.
She said so much that the public is not aware of, and they have it all. It's no way he would have made it through trial. He would have. They would have. And that's the thing. If you know that this person has done such egregious acts towards children, enough that you can honestly say that he would have got life multiple times. Why did he get a plea deal? I at a loss for it because so many people said, well, they kept the plea deal on the table because they knew that going to court that they didn't have enough evidence to charge him with. That's not what the
Mm-hmm.
officials are saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what the officials are saying. They're saying that they had way more things than we even can fathom. So if that's the case, how was he offered a plea deal, especially with the people that always say that's because they didn't have enough evidence to charge him? From what we're being told, they had way more than enough evidence to take this all the way through and for him to get the max of whatever the max could be.
And with the way Tamara Liberty Smith explained it last night on your panel, is that live available for people to go watch?
Yes, I have it up here on my YouTube channel. I posted it this morning. You, anybody that wants to see the live, it was me, Shank Rock, Tamara Liberty Smith, and the Petty Cruella. It is already posted here over on YouTube if you guys want to watch it.
So drop Maisha's link, you guys. One of the moderators, please. I see you adjusted. I see all you guys. Hey, bad freckle face, what's going on? Got a plea and still didn't have to present. Come on, that's what I was expecting. Bad freckle face from Annette to say today. I don't agree with this plea deal because
She didn't
I want
even
to know.
mention the plea
You know,
deal.
I want to know what he done to my grandchild. I want to know where exactly did he put my grandchild.
She didn't even mention the plea deal. She didn't even mention it. All she mentioned was what she's been faced with
Okay.
since all of this has happened.
Yeah.
Mm.
First of all, I wouldn't agree as a grandmother. I would not have agreed for there to be a plea deal for him to take until the body of my grandchild was recovered.
Yeah.
She had that power to do that. And she said, "Nope, let's get this over with and shut it up. Shut it down."
I can't believe that they typed and wrote that stuff out. You didn't even have to type that out, honey. You could have just got up there, said it, and left. The fact that they typed it out, reread it, said it to each other, said it saying good, lets me know the caliber of people we are dealing with.
And I ain't seen not one tear. I didn't see not one tear from either one of them.
Not one. Not one. It was crazy work today. Hey Jacqueline. Hey Miss Natty. Hey Miss Doc to you. That's because she already knows what happened. Yeah, she knows. Absolutely.
All
They
of
said
them
you
know, if you
invite
ask me.
these moderators. Let me see if I can get it.
And I think all of them know. And I think that's why Annette decided to shut up and not say anything prior to today because she didn't want to implicate herself. I think she's known since day one. Because it's really strange to me that they never went into her whereabouts that day. They never looked at her whereabouts.
And she said, what she said, she was running
He
errands.
was running errands. What errands was you running? Where was you at? I need to know the details of where she was at. Where did her phone ping at? But I guess we'll never know those answers until she's arrested.
Mm.
And the sad part is,
Thank you, guys.
her and her daughters could have been charged with the same crimes that he was charged with as an accomplice. And Kim Worthy said no, has yet to do it.
I agree.
They could have been charged as an accomplice, as a co-conspirator, and you have yet to do it.
And also my people that I had boots on the ground, they said that no, they do not have to produce Naziah's body. That it's his word for it is enough. And I can't wait for them to come over and Shanks live later so they can tell you guys word for word what was said, because I'm not saying it word for word. I know I'm not, because I was just listening. I didn't soak everything in. I was a little angry at the time, but they made it clear that what he gave was enough for them to move forward.
Mm.
And that's ridiculous.
It's and then when I seen the people up there rubbing they backs, like they got a community.
No,
They
those are okay. So those are the victim impact people. They go up there. That's their job. They get paid to
okay.
do that.
I was
They get
great.
paid to do that.
Okay, let me
Miss
see.
Parker, they working. They working. That's their job. They
Now,
are there to protect the victims.
okay, I was child, y'all. I was like, so best dramatic without the Golden Globe Awards. We don't. Annette, you definitely got the best dramatic of 20. I don't care what I see in 2026. You got the best dramatic. I could not believe it. I still cannot believe it because I don't think nobody was ready for today, for this. I think we were sitting on the edge of our seats. I don't even think I thought of Annette even showing up at all. Or
I
she,
didn't think she would either. I didn't think she would show up either. And when my people got there, they was like, Sheena just walked in, or such like Avari is in front of us, and I'm like, wait a minute, they all there today? I was shocked.
said,
I was shocked. I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. I think once they said that Annette and everybody was going to give impact statements, I think the one that I was really shocked about was Janiah. I was really shocked that they had Janiah take the stand.
I almost threw my phone when Annette and Marquita was on the stand. Like I wanted to throw my phone. That's how mad I was. Like, and then to make it all about you, Janaya made it about herself and Naziah. She mentioned Naziah more than they did.
mm,
They talked about their finances, how they
yeah,
can't go outside. Oh, poor me, woe is me.
yeah.
Oh,
I said, are you serious? Like,
and by the way, Naziah, like that's how I felt it was. It was
yeah,
like Naziah was an afterthought to
I,
them.
w- I I was confused when Annette said she can't keep a job and this, that, and the third. I thought her job was getting foster children and getting their check. So what jobs were you applying for, ma'am?
Well, she don't have that no more, so she got to take care of herself some kind of way.
I doubt that
well, she
she.
got to go to that burger place that she went to.
Mm.
When that girl threw them burgers, got to go down there and see if they hiring. The way she wasted them burgers, I'm pretty sure they are. It might just be part time, but get your ass to fast food. Shit, we don't care
She
at
knows she
all.
can't do that. She knows she can't do that either because somebody gonna slide up in there.
Well, go to another county or something. Make you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
but the woe is me and the oh poor me and like lady, I want you to have that same thought when I make sure you sitting in a cell. That's all I can think of. That's the only thing that brings me joy today is to think that to know that I'm still advocating to get them behind bars.
And let me ask y'all this: did y'all really think that Toot could sit in that courtroom in the midst of
The
Jarvis,
Did you see her face
Shannon,
the whole time?
Annette?
I just kept thinking, if
Yes,
she go out there and bite one of them people, I'm sending her a cash app
man.
today.
Toot had it was more like um you could see the passion and the hurt.
You seen the
And
disgust in her
I
face.
also
You
seen it.
did.
I think I seen where I can't believe I'm in the room with these motherfuckers. Like seriously, you
Right.
see my face. Like I'm in the room. I'm surrounded by these. Like I don't think nobody expected that. I
I can't
really
wait
don't
for her
think
recap. I
nobody
cannot wait for her
expected
recap.
that.
I cannot wait for Toot's recap because I know she is going to say everything we could see on her face in that courtroom. I know. When they said that, she said, "Man, put your head up." It was like she couldn't hold her tongue any longer. That she had to get put out the courtroom and put in the overflow room.
I'm
I
proud
knew
that
at that
she.
point she couldn't. But at the point where they start putting her out, I'm shocked she ain't start saying more.
Mm.
I'm proud that she lasted as long as she did because I didn't think she was going to make it through the first person. Especially with it being Annette, I didn't think she was going to make it through. But to see her face said what exactly what we was thinking.
Somebody in the comment section said, was she the one that said shut up? No.
No,
Initially they said that was Shannon. Shannon is the person that started the outburst. So not they said it wasn't Kenya that started the outburst. It was Shannon that started the outburst. And to me that was strategic on her part because she was supposed to give an impact statement. And she knew she wouldn't have been able to get up there and fake tears. She knew she wouldn't have been able to get up there and fake emotion because she has none to
she
for her
no,
own
she didn't
children.
want to do. She didn't want to give an impact statement against her man. Come on now, let's look
Yeah.
at it.
Not
She
seriously.
didn't want to. She didn't want to say anything against her man because she's the one that threw a birthday party on Facebook. She's the one that's been in his corner, allegedly sending him money to his books. She didn't want to talk against him. So let me cause a ruckus and get thrown out, so I don't have to do that.
Mm. Hey, Mia Creation, welcome to the panel. Let me read this. Marty says sometimes they offer a plea deal to protect the children from public testimony and maybe the length and the cost of a trial because they knew he was guilty. She
Hey,
definitely
Miss
didn't want to
Parker.
make it this.
How are you today?
I'm good, Mia. What's going on?
Man, I just came up here to say something.
Me, I apologize that you got blocked. I don't know why, but I'm going to try to correct it when I get back on TikTok. I'm sorry about that.
It's okay, Maisha.
I'ma apologize because it may have been me. Because I'm
It's
quick on the
okay.
finger. I'm just gonna tell you now, and I may have got the wrong person. However, I will correct my mistake as soon as she goes live. I do apologize if it was me. I will let you know. I will come back and be like, yeah, it was me. But if it was me, I do apologize because
It's okay.
sometimes it goes too fast.
It's okay. Um, it just blew me. How could Annette go up there and fake cry like that? Like what?
It was it. Child. Mia. I mean, it look, Mia, this the crazy part, Maisha, y'all. I'm on the news channel. I'm on the Fox, so Fox 2's news ain't just streaming it. It's live. Man, it's over 1,000 people in there. When Annette was doing that, the crowd, I mean, the chat was hell.
Oh,
I'm gonna
my chat
say
was like on fire. They were on fire because we were watching it in the live. We were watching. They
they
were
was
on
like, shut
fire.
your lying ass up. You always stop the fakeness. I mean, nobody
Yeah,
said
that
anything
was
good.
so fake for her
The
too.
whole crowd was on Annette's top. Like, it did not go past none of us. That I was, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the disrespect of it all. And then it was like me, and yeah, and I haven't, like I said, oh, I put in the chat, I said, oh, so this ain't about Nazaya, this is about you, but you knew you had to put something in that speech about Nazaya, so you could, yeah, you didn't hold it too long, sis, you didn't hold it too long. Hmm.
Right?
Mm.
I was just talking to Janiah a few days ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they miss Nazaya. Her siblings be asking her where Nazaya is and stuff.
It was me. It was me because you put it in the chat. That was me. I apologize.
Mia, Janiah had told you like recently, how did she feel about going home?
I tried to ask her about it. She haven't gave me a response yet.
Mm-hmm.
Are they home with Shannon? Are they? Did Shannon get her kids back?
Allegedly.
Mm.
How is
Mia,
Janiah doing?
Is Janiah with Shannon or she stayed where she was?
Well, when I be talking, she be with the basketball, her basketball coach, but I don't
Or
know if
she
she with her
stayed where
mom.
she was? Okay.
and it's a lot of things that Janiah has said she doesn't want me asking and saying, on the platforms due to being bullied and
No,
constantly
yeah,
questioned and stuff like that. So
and like she don't want to get in trouble by her basketball coach and stuff like that. So my Isha, Miss Parker will tell you about it after the live.
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot.
It's sad that she even feels like she's being bullied, or even if she is being bullied, it's who in their right mind is saying mean and hurtful things to their child, knowing that she had no choice in any of it. That is so disgusting. I wish she would screenshot them and send them to me, and I send my biggest hitters at them, because all I can think about is it got to be them people that's in their Jarvis fan club. It got to be them people that's in their
Tell
Jarvis
her
fan club.
screenshot it and send it my way. I'll have fun with it.
Screenshot what? What was it? Because I don't remember. I was getting cussed
Look,
out by her
who
friend.
whoever say something to her that she don't like, tell her screenshot it and you send it my way. I got it. Just let her know that she is. I really want that baby to know that she is loved and cherished, and she has people that are standing in the gap for her, and she's not alone. And if I
Absolutely.
find an adult, if I see an adult type anything about her, I'm coming at you.
Oh, she said another man was
Can,
trying to meet up with her
can
in
you say
Detroit. Before she
What
had told me that a man was trying to meet up with her in Detroit, but she can't leave the house, so she said no. She didn't want to do it.
it's so much? Mia, I'm gonna link you with Maisha, and I'm gonna link you with her cousin as well. Okay, I don't
Okay.
want too much hitting the line no more, coming online.
Hmm.
If y'all get what I'm saying,
No, I
as far as
agree.
that
I
goes
agree.
and
I
stuff. I
agree.
think today with Janiah, this the sickest and the saddest part for me. And I'm gonna leave y'all for her to 8 o'clock with Shane Crock, and go check out Toot, you guys, and see what she had to say. They said she went live to give her experience of today, which I know it was epic. We've been waiting a long time for this, so shout out to Toot, okay? But go check her out. She went live. When Janiah talked, and I got that clip, I'm gonna share once I get done talking to you ladies. When she talked and I caught it because one of the moderators sent it to me like, here goes Janiah. And I heard what she was saying to him, to know that Shannon them is in the courtroom, knowing your daughter is ready to speak to the man you laid down and had her with, who decided to make him his sex toy, to ruin his child and your child's life. Your ass want to go through with Kenya Ken. You want to go through with Kenya Ken of all days. Y'all could have been met up. Y'all in the same city. No excuse. But every time it comes to your children and this monster, you fail every time. Just a total fuck up that Annette should have swallowed, honestly. Tamara Liberty Smith said it herself last night. Again, go check out Maisha's live. How much of a generational curse. When she was saying certain things, I was getting chills, Maisha, honestly.
Same. Same.
Because now that we can hear it, it still don't make it. It makes it worse because it's almost like I knew, but we didn't know. And when she said it's things that we don't even know about, it's so much. Cause she said, Miss Parker down there. She said, yeah. She said, I talked to Miss Parker. I know. Think I did my issue? You think I did it up? Yes, ma'am. I got some questions, and I want to send some videos and whatever she needed to look at. I need this to go to somebody. Now, what can I run with too? Basically, I'm telling her stuff just to pick her brain a little bit. I asked her about that post she made, because that will forever stand out to me about the difference of the clothes, shit that just didn't make sense. And I wanted her I'm gonna ask her tonight. How did Shannon get that picture that Naziah took in school? How did Shannon get it to post it 2 days later? If you got all her information, that could have been a location, right, Maisha?
Right?
You said you're gonna ask
Yeah.
Janiah that? I can
No,
ask
I'm
her.
asking one of Shank. He's going live tonight with Miss. This is Maisha. She's a content creator on TikTok and
Okay.
YouTube. Um, she's gonna bring Tamara Liberty Smith. She works at one of the precincts in Detroit. So I want to ask her, how did that picture come into Shannon's hands? And some things I didn't agree with Maisha was the fact that she was like, yeah, they got on Ring camera. That Ring camera did not have fur. It didn't even have a hood. Now how we going from the bus? And then the girl even had on a hat. So how we going off the bus with two puffs with a Looney Tunes jacket with fur around the collar and the hood? Fur around the hood to
But I'm gonna
no
drop
hood.
down Miss Parker. I'm gonna
Okay,
finish putting.
baby.
I also want information about their hotel. That's like a big thing that I want, because it was said that she was seen going in their hotel but not coming out. Well, motel, hourly shipping. I don't know what would you call it, but I want to know when they got their information, how did that play out? That's something that I want to know too. And I didn't get the chance to ask that last night because it wasn't at the forefront. But I want to know about that. I
Mhm.
want to know about that.
For sure. I definitely do. Hey, Devil in Disguise, welcome. Um, Maisha, I can't wait to see you guys. What y'all gonna bring tonight when you get to really put it all on the table. Miss Cruella, don't you have a channel as well on TikTok? If y'all can get Maisha's TikTok mods, TT, and bring it over here and drop it. Miss Cruella, do you have one? The Petty Cruella?
Cruella only go live with me. So the only time y'all really see her live is with me. And if she does start doing her own live streams, I'll make sure to let you guys know so you guys can all follow her for that. But usually she just, a lot of my mods don't never even want to come up and talk. They don't care to be in the lives. Cruella is the only one that is like, I'm speaking up. I'm saying something. This is what we doing in the background. I want y'all to
Right.
know this. But outside of that, she doesn't really go live on her own platform. She's usually just in my live streams every day. But I will let you guys know if that changes.
Okay, thank you so much, Maisha. And I will catch you guys later. I'm about to get into this video of
Okay.
Annette and
I'm
her
gonna
theater.
I'm gonna
You know,
get
I
in the
got to do my
comments.
own thing. I got to be up here by myself because
No, I
I got to
understand.
type this shit out and everything.
I'm gonna drop down and get in the comment section. I'm still gonna be here.
All right, all right. Thank you, the Petty Cruella, for hitting the panel as well today. Thank you, and thank you, Mia. Thank you, baby, for hitting the panel today. You got any last words, the Petty Cruella? I'll remove you. She might be busy. The Petty Cruella, I didn't kick you off for a reason. You might, your hands just might be full. Y'all know the fuck I could not do this commentary without seeing this and being the one that had to type it out in court. Y'all know if I gotta type out how Annette acted in court. Let me see. Cause it was the act of a century. I could not believe what I was watching. I was like, I know you lying. I just stopped mid walking. They said Annette Harris. I said, wait. Let's get into this video. Let's get into this one. Is this Jarvis? Okay, let me do this one. Let's do this one. Hold on, y'all. Because I want to get it right to where. I think I got it, y'all.
Which docket number?
I run a podcast solo. No producer, no editor, no tech skills, just Riverside. I get.
They will be addressing the court on, okay?
Yes, Judge.
And whenever you're ready.
I believe first we will have Ms. Matt Harris.
So if you are going to be addressing the court here today, you're going to come right through the center door, and you're going to go to the side of the courtroom nearest the prosecutor's table there, and you're going to have a seat in this chair directly next to me, and then I'll explain some ground rules to you before you can speak.
And Judge, for the record, that's going to be on case ending in 218.
218, thank you.
Yes.
So I gotta type this shit out. I got the, y'all know me. I gotta type this shit out. Here come her lying ass. Miss Parker. I spoke out of turn, Your Honor. I don't mean nothing by that, miss. I apologize. Damn, when she get the limp? Miss Parker. I didn't know if I should type this. She's got a limp all of a sudden. Do I got to put that in the note? She's got a limp. All of a sudden, she didn't have it last year. Now she limping. What happened to her? Miss Parker. No, she didn't have the limp last, I'm going to put it in there just in case. I don't want to miss nothing. Damn, her wig almost slipped. Miss Parker, we on national TV. I didn't know if she wanted her wig to fall on the desk. She's a little bit more dramatic this year than the last time we seen her. I'm sorry. I didn't I didn't mean to. I apologize. She wasn't crying this much when we seen that preliminary. Miss Parker, inappropriate. I mean, I don't see tears, so do I still type crying? I didn't know, Your Honor. I'm confused about what I'm supposed to be typing. Do I say she's crying or I don't see tears? How do I type that? Just put it in however. Okay, I didn't know if he was crying. Baby, I couldn't have been there today. She said, so fake, Miss Parker, and who was up there with Marquita. They said that's the people, that's their jobs to go up her. She had a good hair on today. Baby, that was that try to wash it and it didn't check your messages. I just sent you the clip from Court TV of the judge reading off his sentence. Okay. Thank you, guys. I just, I didn't know. Do you write the limp? Are we going to see that she was limping? Because I thought they're supposed to write everything. They're supposed to type everything. Let's finish getting into it. Let's listen a little bit more. Let's see.
Good afternoon. So I just wanted to explain a few things to you. That red illuminated device in front of you, yes, that's a microphone. It's also a recording device. And I see that you have a written copy of the statement. Okay. So when you are done, if you could just provide a copy of that, perhaps to the prosecutor's office, so we can make a copy of that, okay? And then you can sit or stand, however you would like to do it. Just make sure that you're keeping your voice nice and loud and clear for us. If you could just first state and spell your name.
Excuse me.
She got on her Shaka Khan, baby. She thought if she wore that Shaka Khan and threw it all over that desk up there and just keep, just don't know why. I mean, is it not 2 years too late for the theatrics? Or I ain't know how many, but you looking all around the room, but at the person you supposed to look at. If Janiah could stand to look at Jarvis, why couldn't you? Because I know y'all can't wait into that insurance check comes in, right? They can't wait. What the fuck do something, your niece being murdered, never to see life again, got to do with you working? Marquita, when did that say sit down and you don't have to go get a job to maintain a roof over your head? The girl said she recognized you when you came over there, when you changed your name and shit, with y'all good scamming asses. Manipulative little motherfuckers, I swear y'all are. You changed your name, but she recognized you from a podcast. She got so shook, she called her friend. And said, I think it's one of them twins in my home, and I'm not comfortable. So she got you removed. It wasn't nobody calling the place. She got you removed from her home because she didn't feel comfortable. Ain't that sad? It sound good. Speaking of the electric chair and shit. But your daughter was affected. But remember, don't get in that car. I don't know, you wouldn't have got touched if you didn't get in. He ain't your daddy. Don't forget at family court, y'all was still lying, saying Jarvis was never in the home. Thank you, Maisha, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you, sissy. Y'all get what I'm saying? Go back. I would never work at that shop. You would never catch me going up there to that shop doing, but her daughter was. Movie rights being shopped next. She got fired at the hospital as well, where my mom worked. You know? Y'all can't, because people don't want to be around her, have y'all in their home with their children, especially her child was disabled. Her child didn't have a voice. So as a mother, to me, she did the right thing by not being comfortable. Based off of you guys' actions. Not what comes out of a blogger's mouth. Your actions. When your daughter got to walk out of your mother's home and say, they don't ask us where we're going. They don't. I go where I want to go. You know? Y'all left the door open for Jarvis to do as he pleased to these children. He was welcome to that. Per this family. I know you remember me. I just want to let you know thanks for all you've done. Thank you, Twana. Thank you. And she said that Marquita had been fired from a job at a hospital. Shannon, we can't forget your fiascos in that clinic that still has a huge lawsuit, unless they settled. Thank you, Tita Goddess. Where kids was being touched, given drugs, and able to go out and run the streets, that was in that home that you worked at, Shannon. Kids essayed from all over. There was a lot of illegal, explicit shit going on in that hospital. Wasn't it, Shannon? Why anytime y'all in a circle, it's essaying. Drugs. Paying, making the people pay for it. To the girls in the hospital, whatever kind of home that was. They was trafficking too. They was doing all kind of inappropriate shit in that home. When y'all get a chance, look into it. Mark D mentioned it. They took all them lives. Mark D, will you be putting those lives back up? Especially Jarvis and the harvesting. I think it was one of your best ones. Then it got to that hospital that Shannon worked in. Back to running lives intentionally. I always knew them people. And it's the crazy part that I can't be excited about Jarvis's time because Kim Worthy, the prosecutor, said more people was going to be charged. She did. So that means that people that helped out, that helped Jarvis Butts, because you're still part of it. If you throw away a dead person's clothing, you're a part of it. And those people are walking free. Everybody that played a part. Frank, to come in now and want a lunge at Jarvis, was Frank there to take Jarvis out? Was Frank there to see Jarvis be taken out? He had to be the one. A lot of questions. Frank, your kid didn't get touched, did he? What are you lounging at Jarvis for today? For over 2 years, never seen you in the paperwork, nothing. Never in the courtroom or nothing. Why did you lounge at Jarvis when you got the same charges, sir? Is this not bananas to y'all? Is this not crazy that somebody who has the same charges as Jarvis Butts wants to lounge at Jarvis Butts? Did you sell the shop so they could, nothing further could be looked into? Detective Shannon, when are you gonna actually find the missing victims? How are you in charge of that? And you didn't even do the proper things for Naziah. You come in your little Woody voice and a lot of I don't recalls and shit. If it's too much on your hands, let some of them lives go. Put them in the hands of somebody that will make their heartbeats matter again. Because this is sad and it's sick. It is. Judge Hathaway, I thought you was a fair judge. Because how y'all gave it up about Kim Worthless. She ain't shit. Because again, I expected a movement per this black woman who's empowered to start a movement. Because if it starts somewhere, it starts to create a domino effect where this will not be tolerated. We will fight you to the fullest extent, especially with all the evidence that Tamara Liberty Smith even said last night. It's so much that y'all don't even know about. She said something was coming to her every day. And the way her voice sounded on that live of my issues, you could tell it was some shit you just wish that somebody just never bought to you, if y'all get what I'm saying. You would say to yourself, I wish they never bought that to me. Hey, Smurfette. Janiah, we are praying for you, baby. You are the only thing that stood out to be inspirational to the young ladies that are going through anything like yours before it gets to Naziah. I hope Janiah's voice is heard loud and clear to all the young ladies around the world that it's okay to have a voice. Somebody is going to hear you. Janiah did her thing today. She stood in front of her monster who was once her father. Who took from her. He stole her innocence. He manipulated and brain screwed this baby's mind to love your daughter and make her feel like you're loving her in a different type of way than the other kids. How special she was to you. Thinking about those messages of Naziah's where he's dropping Janiah off at 2 a.m. Yikes. And we got the mammy, the stinking ass mammy of hers in court, more focused on arguing. Just happy and thrilled that her baby daddy took the charge. Shannon and them are done flip-flopping. Now the cocaine habit allegedly might still continue. I don't know, they got to get the kids. But the fact that they can even get the kids back screams volumes. It's that book that you hate when you finish reading it. Remember, I always said some of these cases are like mystery books. And when you end it, you're so angry. Why did it end like that? You will never know if it's going to be a continuance, or is that it for that book? Her story will never end. It will forever be justice for Naziah Harris over here. This some sick, some crazy sick work. Ain't it, Renee? It's sickening, Quez, yeah. Very sickening. Her statement will forever stick with him. Hers was the only one he definitely did. He definitely did, goddess. I seen that when I seen his face. It's going to be continued, I guarantee. We must not let Naziah's story end how they decided to let it end that way. We still have a voice. We still have fingers that work perfectly fine to write letters to that senator, sign petition, make a petition, get involved. Get involved. Because if no judge can hear the victim of Jarvis Butts in their testimony, in their trauma, being relived for 2 years and more through questioning, badgering, confused, conflicted, young, helpless. They're not supposed to know about this type of shit. We done went through the good touch, bad touch. Now about comfortable conversations that you're going to have with, your preteens. All that holding his head down just baffles me. Hey, Ruth. Yeah, Lady Mysterious, that didn't go the way I thought it was going to go either. He should have never been allowed to be in there with that mask on. But I mean, hell, T, the guy, it's been going wild thus far. You know, hey, Tootie Scott. It was gut wrenching. But let me finish a little bit of this. Before we get up out of here.
Harris, ANNETTEHARRIS.
Thank you, ma'am. And there are Kleenex there if needed, whenever you're ready.
To the Honorable Judge Nicholas Janiah in the Wayne County Circuit Court. Good morning. I would like to thank the court for giving me the opportunity to speak as I stand here before you to address the concerns that me and my family have. It has been 2 years and 2 months since I reported this I have listened. I want you to know that my life will never be the same.
Man, you gotta laugh to not cry, man. It's like, say, man, say. Girl. Girl. When I thought you did your big one at the preliminary. Just when I thought she did her big. You see Jarvis Butts? I thought you did your big win then. But no, you saved your best for last. They say the best for last, and child, you tried it. You tried it. She thought new judge, and it's a white man, new judge. And I couldn't live without you. Bitch, when you cry, you cry. Cause see, when you a granny that's for real and you up there crying, because you're not even a grandmother no more. You raised her as your own. Even though she knew, lady, you was her mother. You took on that mother role to protect her and everything. Hey, Lolly, I love you, baby. Hey, 80s. But she didn't do that. You been out, girl. Stop. You was just at the casino. You know everybody's watching y'all. You was just at the casino. How it's affected your family. You didn't give a damn. You didn't give a damn. You lied. You told Jarvis at Puckaboo's party, what was his name? Puckaboo's party, that he's supposed to be part of the family while he's doing drive-bys. You wanted more of them. And Shannon's old enough to talk for herself at that point at Puckaboo's party. She knocked Shannon out the way. Shannon had to think about it. And then she bulldozed her big ass way, knocking all the kids' faces in the cake and shit. Get your ass. Remember, she was cussing the kids out to get to Jarvis. Get your ass. Get the fuck out the way. The kids were scared hell. They thought they was there for a good time at Puckaboo's birthday party. Didn't they think they was there for a good time? Y'all done had the kids scared. Jarvis done walked in, so the kids that's already been touched by him is super scared. They don't know if he's going to take them to the basement or they supposed to be there for cake and cream. I mean, I got it in the archives. Shannon finally bulldozes her way over, like, hold on. Shannon didn't even say nothing. She over like, big old blowfish. But use your words. Is he doing drive-bys? Why is Annette telling him he's supposed to be family? Puckaboo didn't know how old he was. They done scared the kids so much. At this party, Puckaboo, how old are you? They had to tell Puckaboo how old he was. And all the fear that was in that party. From these people, and they're still free with theatrics. I didn't even learn how to fake cry in theater arts. It just came. Annette's not one of those natural criers, guys. She's just not. She grabbed the tissue quick. She timed that shit so immaculate. She was like, 5, 4, 3, 2. I was thinking, are we supposed to be clapping, or is this supposed to like closing arguments? Because I'm not feeling closing arguments. I'm feeling this is one hell of a show, girl. But then when the fighting started, y'all notice she man, that cry stopped. Man, look. She linked up with that Shaka Khan wig with that hand through that Lion King, her back out of her motherfucking face. She did. She's like, sound like Shane. wait a minute. You was just crying. I ain't know if nobody peeped that, but I did. Yeah, I peeped it. That's what they was supposed to do, Quez. Put it out there like that, but they didn't. But she stopped crying that quick. I gotta go back and catch that part. She was broke down. They was trying to lift her up. She was trying to yank away from the woman. It's trying to pull up like, come on, finish your speech, baby. Come on, lean up. Fuck you, bitch. Is that Shane? Who's fighting? God damn it, Shane. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. I was like, nah, you can't make this shit up. You know your ass supposed to go last acting like that. But she's like, I can't hold it. I don't know how much longer I can hold this in. I'm just ready to get this insurance check. I ain't saying you can't cry with no tears, Quiz. I'm not. But this is my perspective of today. Oh, okay. Joy said, the judge said that Jarvis has to show the location of the body as to where she is. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you, Joy. Man, y'all go catch up on everything y'all need to catch up on. Let me play a little bit more of this before we get up out of here, baby. I don't want to miss her.
My family's life will never be the same without Messiah. And every day that I wake up with her, I wake up feeling depressed. It's another day without her. I can't tell her that because her life was.
It's so easy.
Thank you for the commercial, child. I don't believe he put it in the water either. I don't. I really don't, Quiz. I don't. Man, Annette, I'm gonna say, sound like you had a case of just a bad cold. All the sniffles, just a bad cold. That's all. That's all it was. You and your family. What about the kids? What about Naziah, Janiah, and all the other kids that never got to use their voice? And what about the victims? What about Naziah's unborn child or born? Or born? The lies y'all tell in Detroit. A lot of stuff I've learned in the past month, I didn't put it out here because I felt like, I think I was like Maisha, just getting to the point where I was accepting the unacceptable. Like, okay, you gotta accept this. This is just what it is. You gotta accept it. And I promised that person I'm not gonna say nothing. And just what I learned, past what I speculated, but what I learned from this young lady out. I know my heart of Naziah got a big place in my heart. Big place. And I heard Royal Queen say today she became everybody's baby. And she did. She did. She became everybody's baby. Everybody got a piece of Naziah in their heart. That's why we everywhere today getting the news clips, over watching Maisha, over on other channels, Shane's, everywhere, Toots, Mochas, Sean B's, Gigi's, to get these stories, to, you know what I'm saying? We be wanting closure too. We be wanting closure for the babies too. And Naziah did not deserve any of what she endured. This baby endured hurt before her demise. Beyond a girl of her age could ever imagine, by the people that was supposed to protect her and love her. She never got that. She never got that. Tamara Liberty Smith said some interesting things about the father that I thought was very interesting to take in. It doesn't excuse the fact, but it was still stuff to take in. Because now people can talk about it. We got Tijuana's side today. Frank in that courtroom, child, star-studded cast. It makes you want to go back into it a little bit. Why was Frank lounging for Jarvis? What would you really want to do to Jarvis, Frank? Because I still think trafficking played a huge role in this. I never think nothing different. and some more. It's so many missing pieces. And things are going to come out. Things are going to come out. We have to believe and really push with these petitions and fight with the family to get these charges to stick. Because Jarvis shouldn't be the only one going to prison for the rest of his life. Yes, Jarvis was not the first person they let do this. Absolutely, Quiz. I'm sorry, but I'm in Michigan and we just had a terrorist attack. Yeah, I seen that. Prayers to y'all. I seen that terrorist attack. I hope those babies are okay. Because I heard it's a daycare inside the where they was, and I don't even know if they got the shooters or none yet. I don't know. I was trying to keep up with it. I know Candy, man, say Jarvis burnt the shop up and made it hit whatever Frank do now. He's gonna probably feel like he being watched. Could be TT. It could be all sorts of things, y'all. My mind is going crazy. But y'all pray for Detroit, you guys. They did just have a terrorist attack up there. That's crazy. The same day that Jarvis is getting his sentencing. And what is the future of Jarvis Butts, honestly? Because it was said that there's still more victims that didn't even get a chance to speak. Things that she said they got him. Okay. Kim Worthy is satisfied with his statement. They need to go now and look. But to hear that it's more people, victims, goddess. What really is the future of Jarvis Butts? Is it going to be a part 2? Just when we thought he got his time, and who else is going to come forward? He will be PC for sure, but he will get got. Hey, Mama Kim. His plea deal dropped some of the other victims. Hopefully others come forward for more charges. Yeah, I heard. That's why I want y'all to go check out that live with Maisha, Tamara Liberty Smith, and Shank Rock, and Miss Petty Cruella. Make sure y'all check her out over there with Maisha and her team on TikTok. Okay, guys. I will see y'all back. Shank Rock is gonna have a cast tonight. I know Toot is gonna speak out about her experience up there in the courthouse. Oh my God, I thought it would be with Shannon. I knew she would probably say something to Jarvis, but I always thought Shannon and Toot would have worked. Toot and Annette for sure. Toot and Annette. If you would have got me to bet on something, it would have been Toot and Annette, not Toot getting Jarvis. That's crazy. So we got Frank coming at Jarvis. Crazy. Who would have ever thought? Nobody expected this shit. Not one of us expected that Frank was going to be in there to try to get Jarvis. I mean, I wonder to hear what Shannon had to say. LOL. Yeah. Toot told Jarvis allegedly to lift his fucking head up. Yeah, Frank was there, Keita. I got goosebumps like crazy. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like grab my arms like this, like, oh my God, what? I couldn't believe Frank just owns the building and Jarvis and worked there. Prayed Frank for working out the shop. He probably didn't know. But I want to know about the shop that Frank did have that Jarvis and them started with the kids. Everything always led back to the shop, to the first shop. So, yeah. Shannon didn't have anything to say. That's why she made a scene. See, that bitch is gonna hold on to Jarvis. Y'all think she ain't? Y'all think she ain't? It's done now. She got 5 kids by him. She's standing firm on that. She didn't care then. Why now? Exactly. Man, y'all go on Fox 2's news and catch the rest of that. I don't know what to call it. It the I don't know what to call it. Annette, Mommy Dearest acting out in court. How much she misses the. Yeah, you didn't give us nothing about the little girl. Nothing. She could have gave us so much insight on who Janiah was, what she liked, what kind of girl she was, what kind of granddaughter she was. But we've heard that from so many other people, not them. Poor Janiah and her baby. Poor victims. Justice for all of them. Justice for them. You could tell us about a person when all you do is yell at them and scare them. I tell you, okay? You can't make this shit up. It's going to be a crazy day, you guys. Make sure y'all tune in to everybody and keep for more. Okay? I'm going to be...
Miss Parker, the YouTube star, lighting up the screen, you know who you are. Bringing news you can use and a laugh or two. She's got the facts, the fun, and the realest view. With a voice so smooth and a smile so bright. She's shining like a beacon in the darkest night. Deep dives on the stories that really matter. She's breaking it down, cutting through the chatter. Pop and stay a while, you'll feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone. With a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard. Asking all the questions, never missing a word. Or a second to none. She's blazing like the sun. Miss Parker, the only one. She's got the news to amuse and the truth to reveal. Digging for the answers, keeping it real. For those who need a champion, she's standing tall. Fighting for justice, she's giving her all. With every upload, she's making a change. Bringing people together, no matter the range. So hit that subscribe, don't miss a beat. Miss Parker's got the content that can't be beat. Questions we all have, she's not afraid to ask. Uncovering the story, she's up to the task. With a laugh, a wink, and a spirit so true. Miss Parker's got the magic and she's sharing it with you. Pop and stay a while, you'll feel right at home. She's got a little something for everyone. With a heart so big and an attitude strong. Miss Parker's where you know you belong. She's an advocate, a friend, a voice for the unheard. Asking all the questions, never missing a word. Or a second to none. She's blazing like the sun. Miss Parker, the only one. So here's to Miss Parker, the star of the show. Bringing light to the world everywhere she goes. Tune in, stay tuned. You'll never be the same. Miss Parker, remember the name. Miss Parker, remember the name. So